My name's Haas Ridgeway. I'm the senior minister here at the Turning Point Church, which is located on 31 right there at the edge of Franklin and New Whiteland. You can find us right there on the road. It's 3600 North Morton Street is the actual street address. Sunday morning at 10:30 is our service. What I love about our church is the way that we do ministry. For instance, every Tuesday we serve a meal. And one of the reasons I chose this church when I was looking for a place to work is because they were doing the Tuesday night meal at the table. So you didn't come in and get like a clamshell dinner. They actually took real china, real glassware, real forks and knives. They served you at your table to show you that we care about you. There's like 90 people from the community every Tuesday that come in and eat. And we had to do things a little different during COVID, but the way that they envision serving people is to not say that you're less than me, but you and I are on the same plane and that we are in this together and we're going to serve you like we want to be served. What makes Turning Point unique, I think, is our authenticity. Everything that we do is on the real. There's not a production side. I mean, obviously there's production to everything you do to make sure everything's working and all that kind of stuff, but we scale down and we still have the same music as other churches, but we don't have a production because we want it to be real. And I think what makes us unique is the fact that we're all, I try not to get a title. I just want to be called Haas. You know what I mean? We're all the same. We're in this together. Our mission really is the mission that most churches should be on, which is to win as many as possible, to tell people about Jesus and to show them the love of Christ through the way that we live. Jesus said, "You'll know they're my disciples by the way that they love each other." And we want to be the people that do that. That spills over into the way that we serve on Tuesdays. It spills over in the way that we help our community with bills and things like that. And so we have a great passion for just serving our community and being there for them. There's lots of things that we like to look at our building. We say, well, we have this building and do we want it to sit empty all week? And the answer is no, so we have different things like there's a homeschool soccer group that works out behind our building because we have a giant field on this 10-acre parcel, and so there's like 4 little mini fields out there that the homeschool group uses for their soccer practice. And we have different people who come in and do meetings of different kinds during the week. And one of the things that we want to be is a church that is open for the community. We're here for you. And it's not just like a museum. It's like the old thing when I was a kid, don't be running in church. And we're like, we have a gym, go run in church. It's okay. This is what we're all about. We have a great youth ministry. Clay Cruz is our youth minister, been here a really long time. And he's a person who genuinely cares for the teens and wants to win them to Jesus instead of programming. And so I appreciate that myself as a former youth minister of over 20 years. We have a great children's ministry. We have a preschool here, Learn a Lot Preschool. And that's one of the things that we do as an outreach is that many of our kids aren't members here. And so we try to provide different things for them, but we're trying to make sure that every age group is ministered to in some way and open to our community being involved in that. Until COVID, we were actually experiencing quite a bit of growth. And as people come in, we weren't about just saying, hey, come in, let's build a big crowd. We're trying to build a church. And so that's the difference, that mindset that I have than what I used to have. It used to be like, as a youth minister, like, how many you have? And right now it's more like, well, what are people doing? And so as people come in, I spend time with people in Bible study. I even invite some of the new guys in that are really passionate about scripture on Wednesday morning. And we talk about my sermon that's coming up. And we just, talk about it together. And so several guys and I walk through the scripture, and it's just a blessing to have them grow as Christians. And so, and those guys get chances to preach when I'm absent and, and develop as leaders. Before COVID, we did this thing called one another meetings. And so we would have a movie night, which is a one another meeting. And we had a picnic, and it's a one another thing. So we do every couple of months. We want to do it more often, but we want to do a one another meeting. So we've had the movie Greater. We showed it here. We showed Woodlawn. We just pay the fee for them to let us use that as a ministry. And they usually send us things to give away when we do it, because I know some of the guys that promote the movies. And so, matter of fact, Greater sent us a jersey, an Arkansas jersey, and we sent it back and asked for an IU jersey. But, we try to do things that we can be together and one another each other. not going to preach at you and make you feel uncomfortable, because we want you to feel like you belong. You're a part of us, and not that you have to prove anything. For me, that's the definition of being a Pharisee, is like, you have to be all these things before I'm going to like you. And the thing is, for us, it's I'm going to love you. And then when you're ready to accept this message that we've accepted, we'll just take that relationship to that level. No matter what I am doing in my office, there's worship music playing in the background. And I was a youth and worship leader for 20 years. So I write music, got my own music on Spotify, all that kind of stuff. And so worship for us is not just about the song, it's about the heart. When Jesus said, their lips say the right things, but their hearts are far from me, as the Old Testament even says in prophecy there. So we want to make sure that we're connecting things. And so for us, worship is, we're not going to pretend to be anything that we're not. We may not have the best singers on the stage, but we have the right heart in what we do. And so the heart is the most important part of it. And I'm a sucker for the message of a song. I grew up listening to country music when it had a story. Now it doesn't necessarily have a story. Back in the 80s, everything had a story. And so I love when a song really tells the story and it just grabs my heart. Like, for instance, the song, There's Another in the Fire. I can get emotional thinking about that, because it's Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the fire. There's like, oh, but there's another in the fire. And then there's another in the water, and he's holding back the seas. Okay, wow, that's incredible. They crossed over. Those kind of things for us mean a lot. And we end up singing those songs quite a bit, because they have to have something for us. You know, it's not just, okay, we need 2 more songs. Somebody throw out a song. Well, no, what does it mean? What does it do with us? How do we connect to God with it?